I took a deep dive into the police department report, the police report involving this woman's allegations against him out in Monterey, California, and I need a shower. It's all so seedy and gross, and I wish I had not had to spend the last couple of hours doing this. I'm going to give you my bottom line before we get going. This allegation should not tank his nomination. It was not enough to cause the police to bring charges. They're not saying why, but obviously they thought they had proof problems because they would have brought the charges otherwise. And it's not fair to cost him a position like this based on an unsubstantiated accusation. It doesn't become more substantiated because it wound up in a police report, maybe slightly more because she's at least taking the risk of, potentially perjuring herself when she goes down this lane, but not much. But the whole thing is just so gross. And what it does show, like the parts that Pete admits, just kind of gross. I'm sorry. I'm going to be honest. It's just gross. And it's brought up Pete's, I guess, Achilles heel, which is his marital relationships. I mean, the bottom line is he's cheated on every wife he's ever had, and he's had many. He's had 3 wives. He's on number 3. And just got into the reporting about Pete, just FYI, so you know, he had a first marriage that ended after he had an affair with a female work colleague. Then that was his first wife, Meredith Schwartz. She filed for divorce. He admitted to the infidelity, December 2008. Okay, that didn't work out. It happens. Then he moved on to his second wife, Samantha. They had 3 kids. And he cheated on her too with a woman who worked on Fox and Friends, which we all knew at Fox at the time. And that second wife, Samantha, filed for divorce. The divorce filing is dated 1 month after Pete and this Fox News producer, Jen Roche, had a child. So he cheated on wife number 2 and got the affair partner pregnant, the affair partner being the Fox and Friends producer. That woman had the baby, and a month later, his second wife filed for divorce. That is the woman he's with now. He married Jen, the Fox and Friends producer, and she gave birth to their child in August. The second wife filed for divorce, I guess it would have been September of 17. And while Jen Roche was home with their newborn baby, Pete went to this conference in Monterey, California in October and admits to having sex with this woman he did not know who was his handler at the conference. It's not good. Like, let's not kid ourselves. If I were a Democratic senator, I would kill him with this. I could, like, the cross-examination I would do at his confirmation hearing would be absolutely brutal. And it would include a posting he did online of himself and Jen, wife number 3, in November of 17, the two of them with their arms around each other, looking loving, and him posting grateful. Now, keep in mind, in this picture, Pete knows he's been accused by this woman of rape a month earlier, whom he admits he had sex with, while Jen, here on the right, was home nursing their baby, and wife number 2 had just left him, or just filed for divorce. It's not good, okay? There is no reason in pretending otherwise because we like Pete and his anti-woke stance and what he might do for the military. It really comes down to, does character matter for the guy leading the military? Does it matter for the commander-in-chief? Do Trump's moral failings stop him from being a good commander-in-chief? I don't think so. I mean, I just don't think, we're just not living in those days anymore. I voted for him, notwithstanding that stuff. But I'm not going to lie, you put it up close and personal in my face, and I think, like, 1, you can understand things went wrong. Even 2, I don't know, he's a military vet. He went through a lot. It's like, all 3 wives? They all got, all right. That's that, okay? I almost feel like it's none of my business, to be perfectly honest with you. And we probably wouldn't be talking about it like right now on this show if it weren't for this other allegation, which is bringing up his personal behavior. And I like Pete, and I considered him a friend when I was at Fox, so it feels slightly like a betrayal to even go there. But that's my job. That's my job. He's been nominated for a very important position. I'm going to do my job, and we're going to go through this fairly. Point number 2. Having read the Monterey police report, I don't believe this woman. I may prove to be wrong, and if I am wrong, I apologize to her for prejudging her story in a way that she'll consider unfair. But I just got to be honest, I don't believe her. And I'm going to walk you through why I don't believe her. There's just too many inconsistencies in her story. And we actually learned a bit more of her story because I read it personally. I mean, it's a big report. I mean, you can see I've highlighted the whole thing and tabbed the whole thing. There's some things in here the mainstream media is not telling you, and we'll get to what those things are. Hat tip, by the way, to Mediaite, which is the one that got the records first. Now we all have them. Okay. The alleged rape occurred on overnight Saturday to Sunday, October 7th, 2017. It was a Saturday into Sunday, right? So let's just call it Sunday, right, the 8th, where the actual interlude occurred. The meeting began late on Saturday the 7th. It was not until Thursday the 12th that she went to the police and reported this. So that's Sunday night in the wee hours this allegedly happened. She went all day Sunday, all day Monday, all day Tuesday, all day Wednesday, and then Thursday, which is 5 days before she claimed it was rape and spoke with the police. That can happen. A woman can be traumatized. A woman can have real fear about coming forward, especially against a public figure. And in the initial reports, she was asking, at least when she got examined by this nurse, not to name him. And then ultimately she did. But the story she is telling is bizarre. I'll give it to you in a narrative form as best as I can recall before we go through the police report. She's alleging that they met she was his handler for this conservative women's conference where he spoke. And that after the fact, there was a celebration in the presidential suite, which was a bunch of suites kind of together, opened up to be together. And a bunch of people were there, and Pete was there and was having a good time. I guess they met there, and then a group of them went downstairs to the Knuckles Bar in the Hyatt Regency out in Monterey. And she admits to having one glass of champagne, and I believe that's all. She was seen by multiple people there and on videotape later by police. And every single person says she did not appear drunk in any way or intoxicated or drugged, etc. Not at the Knuckles Bar, not when they walked from the Knuckles Bar back to Pete's room, which is what she, Jane Doe, and he did. That she, in fact, was seen looking completely together and smiling and locked arms with him. She was seen twice on camera after leaving Knuckles Bar, locking arms with Pete and smiling. That Pete seemed visibly intoxicated, however. And he admitted to the police that while he says he did not have hard alcohol, he had multiple beers. They went back to Pete's hotel room. They both agree on that. And they had a sexual encounter. She says non-consensual. He says consensual, but no one's disputing it happened. She appears to have gotten back to his room around 2 in the morning. And she got back home to her hotel room in which her husband and children were staying within 2 hours. From 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. That is when the interlude happened. And then she went back into her marital bed in that hotel room at 4 a.m. What she told the police and the nurse who examined her was that the whole night was spotty. She started to lose memory and that she believed she may have been drugged. When? Because you're on camera walking to his room and you seemed fine. More than that, there was some sort of an argument between the two of you. We don't know about what. She says it was over his, quote, treatment of women. He had been allegedly coming on to other women that night. At 1:30 a.m., That's what the police report says. 1:30 a.m., they were seen by the pool outside. This is in between Knuckles and his hotel room, having an argument so loud, 2 different hotel guests called security about it. They were confronted by security of some sort, and they would later describe her as seeming totally together and not in any way intoxicated. And Pete would later deny that he was belligerent in any way, and he doesn't appear to remember this exchange. For those of us holding our breath for the past several months, we can finally exhale. Doesn't it feel like that? Work can finally be done on the major issues this country is facing, and it will be. One of the most significant, our national debt. The fact is our nation is broke, and that debt is a house of cards that can't be quickly dismantled. So the strategy remains the same. You might want to diversify your savings. This is why I want to tell you about Birch Gold. So many things are out of our control and out of our president's control, so it can be really important to have a safe haven for your savings. Birch Gold Group can help you convert an IRA or 401k into an IRA in physical gold. And the best news is it doesn't cost you 1 cent out of pocket. Text MK to 989898 now to get your free info kit. Plus, right now through Black Friday, you're going to receive a free 1-ounce silver eagle for every $5,000 purchased. Protect your savings with Birch Gold. Text MK to 989898 and claim your eligibility for free silver today. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.